The reason matters more than the number. For the first time, Uber is openly connecting cuts in its customer service operation to artificial intelligence. And the people who should pay closest attention are not just call center workers. They are managers, analysts, recruiters, coordinators, sales support professionals, project administrators, and anyone whose job involves taking information from one system, interpreting it, and moving it into another. Because customer service may be where this story begins, it is almost certainly not where it ends. Uber's affected employees worked in what the company calls community operations, the organization responsible for helping riders, drivers, couriers, and merchants when something goes wrong. A missing delivery, an incorrect charge, a suspended driver account, a safety complaint. Until recently, resolving those problems required thousands of people navigating policies, reviewing records, and communicating decisions. Now AI can increasingly read the complaint, examine the transaction, consult company policy, draft the response, and recommend or sometimes execute the resolution. That is the real breakthrough. AI is no longer limited to answering simple questions. It is beginning to complete entire business processes, and that changes the calculation inside every large company. For years, automation replaced individual tasks. A spreadsheet eliminated manual calculations. Email reduced clerical work. Software accelerated accounting. But the employee usually remained because someone still had to connect the steps. Generative AI is beginning to connect those steps itself. That means executives are no longer asking, can AI help this employee work faster? They are asking, how many employees do we need after AI performs most of the workflow? That is a very different question. And Uber is not alone in asking it. Bank of America recently expanded an AI system that gives more than 18,000 customer service employees contextual guidance in under 3 seconds. For now, that system assists workers rather than replacing them. But assistance is often the first phase. First, AI suggests an answer. Then it completes the routine cases. Eventually, the remaining humans handle only exceptions, escalations, emotional customers, legal risk, and unusually complicated decisions. The job does not necessarily disappear overnight. The department gradually needs fewer people. That is the pattern professionals should watch. The International Labor Organization estimates that 1 in 4 workers worldwide is now employed in an occupation with some exposure to generative AI. Clerical occupations remain the most exposed. That matters because clerical no longer means only receptionists and data entry operators. It includes portions of accounting, recruiting, insurance processing, scheduling, purchasing, compliance documentation, sales administration, and project coordination. Professionals over 40, the danger is not that decades of experience suddenly become worthless. The danger is that companies may redesign the workflow before they reconsider the value of the person performing it. So do not ask only, can AI do my job? Ask, which parts of my job can be separated from my judgment? Imagine a project coordinator who spends Monday updating schedules, Tuesday summarizing meetings, Wednesday chasing status reports, Thursday preparing presentations, and Friday entering information into management systems. That person may be highly experienced, but from the company's perspective, much of the visible output consists of documents, summaries, reminders, and data movement. Those are precisely the activities AI is learning to perform. The protected portion of that job is not the PowerPoint deck. It is knowing that the supplier's promise is unrealistic, that the customer is becoming impatient, that one department is hiding a delay, and that the project will fail unless someone intervenes. Experience survives when it changes an outcome. Experience becomes vulnerable when it produces only an artifact. The World Economic Forum found that 40% of employers expect to reduce their workforces where AI can automate tasks. It also estimates that AI and information processing technologies could create 11 million jobs while displacing 9 million by 2030. That does not describe a world with no work. It describes a world in which work moves. The growing jobs will not necessarily appear in the same companies, cities, departments, or salary bands as the disappearing ones. A customer service position eliminated in Phoenix does not automatically become an AI governance position in Seattle. That transition must be engineered by the worker. Waiting for your employer to design it for you is the risky strategy. Here is how to begin this week. Divide your responsibilities into 3 categories. First, routine production. Emails, summaries, reports, scheduling, research, data entry, and standard responses. Assume AI will perform much of this work. Learn to direct it, verify it, and complete it faster. But do not build your career identity around it. Second, judgment. Decisions involving trade-offs, incomplete information, negotiation, trust, safety, money, or organizational politics. Document examples where your judgment prevented a loss, saved a customer, accelerated a project, or changed a decision. Those stories will become increasingly valuable in interviews and performance reviews. Third, ownership. The problems for which people call you when the standard process fails. That is where your next role should move. Customer service itself is not disappearing completely. Simple service is being automated. Complex service is becoming more important. A chatbot can issue a standard refund. It struggles when the account history is contradictory, the customer is threatening legal action, the policy produces an unfair result, and the company's reputation is at risk. The safest employee is not necessarily the fastest person answering tickets. It is the person trusted to resolve the cases the system cannot understand. The same logic applies to human resources, sales, accounting, engineering, and management. Move toward exceptions. Move toward consequences. Move toward decisions. Then choose one complete workflow in your current job and redesign it with AI before someone else does. Do not merely ask ChatGPT to improve an email. Map the entire process. Where does information enter? Which decisions are predictable? Which steps can be automated? Where could an error create financial, legal, or customer risk? Where must a human remain accountable? The employee who understands both the operation and the technology becomes more valuable than the employee protecting the old procedure. Uber's support cuts reveal something uncomfortable, but useful. Companies are not waiting for AI to become perfect. They are deploying it when it becomes good enough to handle the majority of routine work, then keeping fewer people for everything else. Your advantage after 40 is not that you can compete with a machine on speed. It is that you have seen what happens after the obvious answer fails. You recognize bad assumptions. You understand consequences. You know which customer matters, which shortcut creates risk, and which number in the report cannot possibly be right. But that experience must be positioned at the point of decision, not buried beneath administrative work an AI system can now complete in seconds. Uber may have started with customer service. The next departments will be the ones built around predictable digital workflows. The professionals who survive will not be those who deny that transition. They will be the ones who step out of the workflow and learn to supervise it. Your experience is still valuable. Just make sure the company can see where it changes the outcome. Subscribe to Next Role Advisor for practical strategies to stay valuable, employable, and ahead of the next career shift.